Well, hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with clean intermittent fasting tales, and then the OMAD, the wonderful feast that I have every day. Happy New Year, everybody. Now, are you a resolution person? Do you make a list of things? Are you thinking about it after Christmas, especially surrounding food? Like, I'm never going to do that again. I feel like a beached whale. This isn't fun. Why do I do this to myself every year? Or are you just like smooth sailing and everything just goes fine every day? I try to be. I try to like not overdo. I don't know how you are with the Christmas things, but I wasn't around too many deadly foods that haunt me. I kind of steer clear of that. I don't know. Are you one of those that could still bake and not partake? Ooh, poet and don't know it. Anyway, I used to bake all these shortbread cookies and hand decorate them, and they are, always will be the most divine cookie ever. And but I stopped that because I have cats and shed, and these cookies took a while. So I really don't do much in the baking place anymore. The most the most times I try to just I pretty much just use my toaster oven for things now. I'm just cooking for one, and so I keep things really simple. I try to have a salad. I do have a salad. Not try. I have a salad every day, and sometimes I do variety, and sometimes I just stick to my tried and true, which is a bunch of veggies with crumbled feta cheese, some um, sunflower kernels, some craisins, Bragg's salad dressing, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, or my favorite macadamia nut oil, which is rather expensive. So that ends up being I just have the macadamia nut oil on my salad as like a divine treat. I guess for some people it might be like a nice glass of wine. I don't know. Today I'm having Olivia's organic baby arugula with some goat cheese crumbles, one stalk of celery chopped up, and macadamia nut oil. I'm having that. And then I'm having an open face omelet with lots of veggies like asparagus, peppers. She draws a blank. They're all in there. I know they are. Some bacon. Anyway, it's my open faced. I have a dollop of cream cheese in a couple of places. Then I have my mozzarella provolone shredded cheese on top of that, and I will have a Thomas's English muffin. Then I will have my antioxidant berries, which I bought a container of, all the four berries. And I've been having my A2 Regenerative Farm, Alexander Farm yogurt, full fat, plain yogurt. And I put a dollop of nut butter in it, either cashew butter, almond butter. I have a keto butter combo, or just regular peanut butter. And I'll have a dollop of that. And then I have some cashews on top. And that's usually the finale. That's like the dessert that I have. And it's just holding me. I love it. I do love my veggies. I don't have as much protein as I'm probably supposed to have, but I love all the other stuff and I get full from that. So I pretty much practice. I was hearing somebody talk about clean intermittent fasting, or they weren't even using the word clean, but they were saying that it's their way of life. It's not like a diet. It's not like a food plan. It doesn't even talk about the types of food. Really, I don't. I just bring it up to give ideas, with my camera not being one that I can, that long story. But anyway, um, my way of eating is a way of life. I don't do anything different as of yet. I have once I've gone to the clean intermittent fasting with the OMAD, I haven't done it any other way. I did, I think on Thanksgiving, I opened my window and had hors d'oeuvres at my son and daughter-in-law's house for Thanksgiving, and then had the meal like an hour later or something like that. And it was kind of an open window because it was kind of drawn out. She loves to do hors d'oeuvres. She says it, she could live on hors d'oeuvres and not the main course. And I'm one of those, just give me the main course, forget the hors d'oeuvres. But it was in the time that I'm usually a little bit hungry, so I had the hors d'oeuvres. But I did want to partake in the turkey part because I love the veggies. And, it's not something that I'll be cooking for myself anytime soon. For one, I'd get sick of the leftovers. But anyway, I love it makes it so simple. And being an older woman, I love the idea that my body has time to digest everything that I had in that OMAD over there for the whole 22 to 24 hours to the next time I have my OMAD. It just feels great to just not have anything. I fast, because I'm fasting, I do my entire shift as an in-store shopper, fasted. It's great. I can't picture it any other way. Working with people, normies, right? Do you ever think of them as like normies in your world of clean intermittent fasting with OMAD? And I think of them as they wow, I haven't had anything to eat yet. I'm, and, they go into the break room and all the leftover day-old muffins and pastries are there, and they pile up on that. And, of course, they come in with their Dunkin' loaded coffee. And it's just a whole different lifestyle to drink just the black coffee. Today I'm having Pike Place, Starbucks. It's a medium roast. I buy the whole bean. And I found that the amount that I measure out for my French press, the regular 6 tablespoons that I use for a regular, and I make it for the day, and it's got a double filter, so every cup tastes fresh. It's great. Glad I got it. So what I'm finding is that the 6 tablespoons weren't enough. It was kind of a weaker brew. So I added another tablespoon, and today's roast is just perfect. So I'm enjoying it. I don't know if you live with a family that eats different than you choose to eat, if that's hard. Sometimes when I watch videos of people, I wonder, are you eating all by yourself without your family or significant other? And does that have an impact on relationships? Because I know that when Greg was alive, and he's been gone for 11 months now, that that was the time to stop, my busy life, his busy life, and to just enjoy the meal together. It was the one time that we sat still before we were doing things because, he was busy with his profession and I was busy with my job doing the in-store shopping. And then we stopped at 2 or 1 and then that was it for the day. The afternoon, I was still, we were still undoing the day. He tended to all the plants in the house, inside the house and outside the house, and now that's mine. I'm doing a pretty good job. My daughter-in-law said I'm doing a pretty good job with the indoor plants, and I've even purchased a couple, and I've added them to the room. And so it seems to be okay. I like the plants, and I like watching them in their cycle and knowing when I'm supposed to water them. And I kind of paid attention to how Greg did it, but I'm kind of getting my own. He had a lot of add-on things, a lot of fertilizer and vitamins and sticks that he would put in, and I haven't tried any of those yet. Maybe I will in the spring when it gets into the more growing season. But I'm doing okay with all of that. The foods stay the same. I'm one of those that I could make a pot of something a bowl, or a pan of something and be okay with 2 or 3 meals. I know that when I make my keto pizza crust and I make my keto pizza, it's good for 3 meals. And so I do like that, and it does continue to work for me. I don't get tired of having a repeat. In fact, I kind of get excited about it. Does that ever happen to you? So I've been listening a lot to Dr. Mindy Peltz, I think her last name is. I've been listening a lot to Mel Robbins, who is a motivational person. She is out of Boston, but she's got, I don't know, 2 million viewers now on her podcast. It's great. She did a wonderful, if you can find it, Dr. Mindy Peltz and Mel Robbins, talking about Dr. Mindy's book, Eat Like a Girl, Clean Intermittent Fasting. And then also Dr. Mark Hyman. He's been very helpful in just solidifying, what it is that I do, validating how I eat, my purpose with food. And I love to take the time to just go into the stores. Today's my day off, so I'll probably go to Whole Foods and browse the aisles and just see what's out there. Because sometimes when I listen to other podcasters, I will hear of a food or a hack that seems to help me out. I was listening to the Glucose Goddess, and I got the hack of the apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon in the warm water before I start my meal. And because she's a lab rat, it's the nicest way. That's not the nicest way I could say, but she does a lot of lab work. I found, or she says, that you can cut your glucose spike by 30% just by adding that. And she's a very tiny little woman, and she loves her chocolate and her chocolate cake. And she says that she does that before she has her cake specifically. And it's just kind of cute the way that she does it. And it's a nice hack for me. I've also added more of that into my salad when I have my regular salad with all the chopped veggies and the feta cheese. I love adding just some straight apple cider vinegar with the Bragg's and the Evu. But today, with the arugula and the goat cheese crumbles, I won't add the apple cider vinegar to that. I will still have my glass of warm water with that. And it does feel like an interesting hack. I'm not sure, what happens inside of my body, but I think that it helps with portion control. And I don't know if that's an unintended benefit, but I like that because I have a vociferous appetite. And so I do not pick like a bird. I sit down and I am ready to chow. And that's how I do it. Yesterday I had one of my typical salads with all the veggies, and I added 4 ounces of Dietz and Watson rosemary ham, a slice and a half of bacon chopped up, as well as all of the veggies. And that was like my chef salad version. I didn't have any hard-boiled eggs. So I continue to just enjoy what I'm doing, how it makes me feel. I'm not swayed to give up the 1 meal a day. I'm not swayed to give up the clean intermittent fasting. Through Christmas, I really wanted a cup of coffee with cream and sugar. And I know that, I wanted it almost like I'll have it as a dessert. I'll have it during my OMAD. And that passed, but I still love my strong black coffee. I have it from the time I wake up in the morning. I'm usually up between 1 and 2. I go to bed at 5. I know, get a life. But this is my life. I feel like I'm honoring my circadian rhythm. I live alone, so it doesn't bother anybody. When Greg was alive, I'd still go to bed by 6. He kind of went at 7, and so we were both creatures of the middle of the night. He liked his guilty pleasure TV at that time, and I would be in here doing things in my office. And now that it's the end of the year, we've got all that, paperwork for all the taxes and things like that I begin to compile. But anyway, it just all continues to work for me. I do feel half my age most of the time. In the morning, excuse me, I'm high energy all the way till like noon, and then from noon on, it's like okay, I'm kind of done. I've put in my 8 or 9 hours, and I kind of want to put my feet up, have my OMAD, and just chillax. But still, I've worked a full day, so that's working. So today is my day off, and as I said, I'll do my usual. I'll go to an AA meeting, I'll go to the dump, I'll do some errands, I'll go to Whole Foods and just kind of walk up and down the aisles and see what they have. I guess if I had a goal for 2024, it's how to cook more vegetables, thinking of things like bok choy, making some of those dishes, maybe some Thai dishes, I don't know. But then I just say, hey, having that pork chop with my big salad and then having my A2 yogurt with my dollop of nut butter, all those things I seem to like, and so why change? But I stick to as much unprocessed food as possible. You don't see me leaning on that. I do like a slice of bread, though. I admit that. A treat is a muffin. But for the most part, I tend to stick to the vegetables and one fruit a day, or the equivalent of one fruit, like a few berries, plus like the Cara oranges are out now, so I had half of one of those yesterday. It was delightful. I love Cara, although the navels are pretty nice this time of year too. And I do like a sliced opal apple, something like that. But the equivalent of one fruit, and then I have a ton of veggies. I love a ton of veggies. Am I bloated throughout the day? Probably, but I don't pay attention to it because it's not like I need to be in a bikini at the beach. So the bloat is part of what comes with having the vegetables. I do think that apple cider vinegar may help with that, though, just as an unintended benefit. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you here next week. I love that, we've been doing this together for years. I get a lot of personal messages, and that's really great. It's just life on life's terms with getting older and food. It still never ceases to amaze me how people don't connect food to mood and maybe body size and sleeping and digestion. They just don't connect it to like what you eat is how you're going to be in the world. I'm not going to be cranky and sugar hungover and, waiting for the next fix. And I don't know. It never ceases to amaze me that people would rather go to the doctor and accept taking pills rather than changing what they eat and giving up some of those things that have no nutritional value. But it takes what it takes, and we do what we do. And once you know better, you got to do better, right? Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you here the next time. Bye-bye for now.